Okie dokie, we're making omelets tonight. I'm gonna go through the process to make one full omelet before I dive in and make omelets for the rest of my family. You can put anything in an omelet that you want to put in. We are gonna use diced bell pepper, diced tomatoes, diced onions, and diced ham. And I confess I did not dice the ham myself, I bought it pre-diced. I also put in a Mexican cheese blend. And then we usually serve ours with whole wheat tortillas. You can serve yours with toast or cornbread or no carb products. You can also serve, like stuff it with spinach, a different kind of cheese, bacon, sausage. You can really put anything that you want into an omelet. That's just what we do. So I'm gonna show you how to do all of that. I'm making my daughter's first. She has a really basic plain omelet. It's just 2 eggs. If you need to watch your cholesterol and you're not doing egg yolks, you're gonna make it the same way. You'll just use a separator to take out your yolks. And I got a shell in there, so I gotta pull it out. Wash your hands before you cook. I have already washed my hands. You'll see me wash my hands again because eggs are gross. So I'm gonna do that. I got egg on my hands. So for an omelet, you want 2 to 3 eggs. If you're doing egg whites only, I would go 3 to 4. Just so you have enough structure to hold whatever you're stuffing it with. Now, if you're not stuffing it with very much, then you'll probably be okay with just using 2 to 3. But if you're gonna put all the veggies in, then yeah, you really need 3 to 4 if you're doing egg whites only. Okay, I do a splash of fat-free milk. You can use 2% or whole milk or whatever. It just helps the eggs get a little more fluffy. Just the tiniest bit. And obviously the more eggs, the more milk. And then a dash of salt, sprinkling of pepper. And you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could do that. You could add crushed red peppers or really any seasonings that you like on your eggs. And I'm just using a spatula to mix it all up. You could use a fork. It doesn't have to be a spatula.
Or an egg beater.
Right. My skillet, I'm using my cast iron 10-inch skillet. It seems to be a good size. I like it for making omelets. You could use a 12-inch. You could use smaller. The cast iron I like the best. I don't like stainless steel or Teflon for omelets. And I've already got it preheating with some cooking spray in it. So I'm gonna come over here. Keep a plate nearby because you're gonna flip it right into the plate when you're done. I've got my stack of plates to start cooking for my family.
So you just sprayed in some pan, right?
Yes, so it was already preheating with the skillet. And it's actually pretty warm. Now you could throw some water in the skillet and listen to it sizzle if you really wanted to know just how hot it was. I'm not super concerned about that. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, here it's sizzling. So you want your egg to cover the whole bottom. And you can see how right away, because it was already warm enough, the ends, like the edges, are kind of white because they've already cooked. And my favorite spatula is not clean. Or did you already get it out? You did. Okay. So this will work. Any flat metal spatula is what I would use for this. This is the Pampered Chef fish flipper. I think that's what they called it.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I like it. So again, as it cooks, it's gonna turn white. This is called it's setting. And I need a pot holder.
That's about the most important thing to watch when making omelets, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of tilt my pan around to let the wet egg that's not cooked yet kind of settle in. And I'm gonna kind of pull this away from the edges. Yeah, you have to watch your omelet. This is not something that you can walk away from. You have to stay here and watch it cook. That way you can stuff it when it's ready to stuff, and that way you don't overcook it or undercook it. So I'm just pulling it away from the edges here to make it easier to flip and fold.
I want to try to get a good shot of where it's coming up off the surface of the skillet to show the non-stick aspect of it.
Yeah, and This one's actually cooking a little faster than I had intended. So, because normally I would pull up some and then pour the wet egg underneath it. But there's not a whole lot of wet egg left because it cooked really fast, which is nice because I had it up high enough, I guess. So the tricky part of the omelet is 1, getting it off the skillet and folding it. 2, flipping it out when it's done cooking. And 3, making sure that you have it cooked evenly on the inside and the outside. Because this is not like a pancake, you're not gonna flip it over. So it may be cooking pretty good on the bottom, but it's still real shiny on top. It's not done.
Look at it. Yeah, and also one thing that I would like to learn is when's the best time to put those ingredients on top. So when you've got wet egg on there still on top is not a good time?
No, you don't want it when it's still wet, because the point of using fresh veggies is you want them to be fresh. So this would actually be a good time because it's shiny, indicating that it's not fully done yet, but it's getting there.
It's not running.
Right, it's not running, it's not liquidy, it's nearly cooked. And you can do it in any order you want to, in any amount that you want to. I don't measure, I just use handfuls, and this looks about right, which is not at all technical.
I like that measurement though. Honestly, it's about the best measurement to use. That looks about right.
Yeah. And I know my daughter prefers to have more ham to the rest of the veggies, so I'll go back and put another handful of ham in there for her. And then just a little bit of cheese, because she's not a huge cheese fan like some of us in our family. So you can put as much or as little as you want. Try not to overstuff. The bigger the omelet, the more you can put in, but I mean, these are pretty small omelets.
Yeah, that's a 2-egg omelet.
Yeah.
As we saw.
So
look at that.
Look at how nice that cooked. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it does not always look that nice. That was sheer luck, getting it to look that nice.
Yeah, for which we feel gratitude.
Yeah. So I've got it all. It's okay that some of the stuffing spilled out. It's all going to end up on her plate. And I'm just kind of pushing on it a little bit to make sure no uncooked egg comes pouring out, and it's good. So we flip it up onto the plate. And that's done. Now I'm gonna make more omelets. So I'm gonna turn this back down to low while I go mix the eggs, but I'm gonna put more ham onto the skillet. The downside to omelets is that you have to cook them one at a time, and you have to spray the pan in between every single one. Because if you don't, it sticks. And it sticks bad, and your whole omelet falls apart, and you just got scrambled eggs. So that's how to make an omelet in a nutshell. Like I said, you can stuff it with any of the ingredients you want to, any veggies that you like, and enjoy. You can have it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and it's healthy.
Yes, it is.
You're so funny.